Hey, what is up, Frag fam? Corbin here again from Northwest Scent. So I'm back after a 3-week hiatus of making videos. As some of you guys may have known since I posted this on the community tab, and I think I talked about this in a video or two as well. I had a 2-week military training exercise that I've been away at. I don't think I've had a video come out for this point for about a week, but it's actually been 3 weeks since I shot my last video. So it's been a while. I am very excited, however, to be back on camera, and I thought let's start off with the weekly fragrance haul and see what I picked up over the last 3 weeks. I'll be honest, I haven't gotten too many fragrances in here, actually only 3, but all of them I'm really excited for. And actually 2 of them were on my top 5 fragrances wish list for 2021. If you guys saw that video, and if you missed it, I will try and link that above. So if you guys want to find out which fragrances I picked up, then please stick around. But first, let's roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome back from the intro, and like I already said, this is going to be the weekly fragrance haul. I believe it's episode 15, if I'm not mistaken. I'll correct that, but nonetheless, 3 fragrances I picked up, not too many, but ones that I am really excited about. And then again, like I already said, 2 of these were on my top 5 fragrances wish list for 2021. So let's dive into the first fragrance. Okay, so starting the video off with the first fragrance that I picked up within this haul. This one arrived about 2 weeks ago, but again, I was gone, so I just recently smelled this when I got back. And actually, I ordered this a few months ago, so I've been waiting on this for a long time. The website that I purchased it from that had the best price, they were out of stock, so I ordered it and had to wait until they got a new shipment in. I think I actually ordered this in May, so yeah, I've been waiting a really long time for this one. Nonetheless, I'm excited to have it. This does not get much talk, but I don't think that's because it's a bad fragrance, but it's very kind of just like niche even for this house, which is already a niche house. This one is doing something a little bit different, but I think it smells really, really nice. This is coming from the house of MUSICA, and this is Saharan Wood, or Wind, excuse me, not wood. But like I said, you know, MUSICA, of course, it's a niche house, it's very popular, but I would say that for a niche house, their fragrances are a little bit easier to wear, and they're just, you know, a little bit more basic, I guess you can say. And that's not a knock, you know, it's just they're more of an entry-level niche house. This one is doing stuff that is a little bit different, and frankly, I have not really smelled anything just like this one. As far as what it's about, you know, Saharan Wind, it's supposed to kind of evoke, you know, a deserty kind of smell or theme. This one features leather, spices, there's cypress in here, and then lavender as well, even a little bit of tobacco and amber. So when you first spray it on, you know, of course, it is very spicy, but it's equally kind of leathery and creamy as well. And I think that creaminess is actually coming from the lavender here. It is a very prominent lavender and a very realistic lavender. If you guys smell like a lavender flower or lavender extract, you're getting that here, of course, again with those spices and the leather. The leather here is a little bit rustic. It's nothing too suede-like, but it's not too dirty or like overly animalic at the same time. I think it's perfectly done here. Like I said, there's amber and tobacco in here as well, bringing a nice touch of sweetness, although as it does dry down, it does get a lot drier and less sweet. All in all, it's a really fantastic fragrance. Definitely kind of evokes like a scene of a desert or maybe the Middle East or North Africa, somewhere like that. And it smells fantastic. A really good one from the house of MUSICA. So again, the first fragrance that I picked up within this haul, coming from the house of MUSICA, this is Saharan Wind. Okay, so moving on to the next fragrance that I picked up within this haul. This is one of the fragrances that was on my top 5 fragrances wish list for 2021, so I am really excited to finally have this one. Of course, you know, it's one of those just fragrances that I've been wanting for a long time. It is fairly expensive, and not only that, but it can be hard to find because unlike some fragrances from this house where you can find them year-round, they always have stuff in stock. This is one that they produce in limited quantities, and then when it runs out, usually you have to wait maybe a month or even 2 months until they have another production cycle and you can get more. So I was able to catch this during a production cycle, and not only that, the brand actually reached out to me and wanted to send this to me for free, which they ended up doing, so I am super ecstatic about that. I have to thank them a ton for that. As far as the fragrance, it is coming from the house of Raja Parfums, and this is Oceania, which again, wow, like I said, this was in my top 5 fragrances wish list for 2021. So if you guys missed that video, definitely check it out. There's another fragrance that's gonna be on this list that was also in that video, but this is the first one that is so. Anyway, this one, Oceania, you know, you're probably gonna think that there's something fresh and aquatic going on with this fragrance, which there definitely is. It is a very light kind of summery fragrance. You do get a decent amount of citruses in here. There is almost kind of a briny smell in a way. I don't wanna necessarily say like super salty, but there is kind of this watery brininess to it, and that maybe could just be like the placebo effect because it's called Oceania and it looks kind of aquatic. There are some florals in here as well, a decent amount, which I think makes this perfectly unisex. This is not a masculine leaning aquatic fragrance. I think anybody can wear this. There's actually a decent amount of vetiver in this fragrance as well, and a little bit of cedar. So it's not just citruses and florals and like salt and stuff. There was actually kind of a woodiness, and like I said, there's this vetiver note in here that's really dominant to my nose. Comes across kind of green, and like I said, a little bit woody, a little bit fresh. Really well done. It is not the star of the show, but it is definitely detectable. So in the end, again, fresh, floral, aquatic, a little bit kind of salty or briny. There is a little bit of a woodiness as well as a vetiver touch. It's a pretty dry fragrance. There's not much sweetness here, but I think it's super pleasant nonetheless. A really awesome one. Like I said, this is one that's been on my wish list for a long time, so I'm really glad to finally have it. And again, I have to thank Raja Parfums for sending this to me. So again, coming from the house of Raja Parfums, an awesome, fresh, summery fragrance. This one is Oceania. And finally, the last fragrance that I picked up within this mini haul, this is the other fragrance that I was talking about that was also on my top 5 fragrances wish list for 2021. So another fragrance I've been wanting for a long time, and I really never thought I would find a good deal on this fragrance. Luckily, I found someone that had got it. They did not like it at all. I think they had sprayed it once, so I picked this up, basically a brand new bottle for an amazing price. This is coming from the house of Frederic Malle, and this is Promise, which this is one of the 4 fragrances. Oh my gosh, wow. From the Middle Eastern collection or themed fragrances that they have in here. I'm not entirely sure what the collection is called, but the fragrances that are like this one, there's Dawn, the Moon, I think there's one other one that I'm forgetting the name of. Nonetheless, this is the one that I've been after for the longest time, and it's actually the most affordable as well. So it's kind of a win-win. This thing smells really, really awesome. Very unique as well. This is a spicy fragrance that centers around fruity notes, which is apple in this case. It's a really nice kind of green apple. Crisp, fresh, juicy, but it's still a pretty dark fragrance. Don't think because there's a dominant fruity note here that's going to be a lighter and brighter fragrance. It is not. This thing is backed up by, like I said, by spices. In particular, you get some pink pepper and cloves, and there's a very heavy dose of cypriol in here as well. So it brings a very kind of sharp, piercing, woody smell to this in a way almost like pine or like the smell of sap. You know, it has kind of this astringent, sharp bite to it, but it is still green and woody. That's what you're going to get in here with this fragrance. Now, to my nose, I do also get kind of a boozy note. Now, when I read up on this fragrance, of course, this was a blind buy, but I knew I wanted it for a long time. Just based on the description of the fragrance, sounded really nice. A lot of people says it is fruity, has a very prominent apple note, but there's also kind of a booziness to this as well. And I can definitely pick up on that booziness here. It is almost like a cognac note to my nose in the sense that it is sweet, but there is kind of a sharpness to it as well. And there's actually a little bit of kind of this oudy smell to my nose as well. Again, there's no oud listed here in the note breakdown, but I can almost pick up on something that comes across like oud. Again, it could be that cypriol oil that they're using here, but that's kind of what I'm getting just to my nose. Nonetheless, like regardless of what I think is in here or what is actually in here, this stuff smells amazing. Again, very unique. And one thing that I can say for certain is this stuff is absolutely beast mode. I did a test spray on my skin, and within less than even half a second of spraying it on, I could just smell it jumping off my arm. I had sprayed it, you know, I moved my arm away to let it settle down. I could smell it coming all the way to my nose from my arm. This stuff is potent. I took a shower afterwards and I could still smell it on my arm. So this stuff is no joke. Just from that one spray, I can absolutely say that, but it smells really, really good. So I'm really happy to finally have this one. Definitely check it out from the collection if you guys are interested in stuff that is boozy, kind of fruity, but also has kind of like a woody, oudy nature to it as well. So again, from the house of Frederic Malle, one of the fragrances that I've been after for a long time. This is Promise. Well, there you guys go. That was the weekly fragrance haul, episode 15. Again, be sure to let me know down in the comments below what fragrances you guys have recently picked up, whether it's the last week or in the last month, just your recent pickups. I would love to hear all about it. And overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys did, I would really appreciate dropping a like just to show your support. And then that way more people can see my videos on YouTube. Additionally, if you want to write a comment, maybe just let me know your thoughts, as well as some new video ideas or topics, that would be great too. And since you're down there doing all that stuff, if you have not already, if you could hit the subscribe button and then the bell notification, that would be amazing. That way you stay up to date on new videos whenever they get released going forward. But with all that out of the way, that's all I really have for you guys today. So I hope you have a good one. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and smell great.